Life is a series of moments, and within each of those moments, we have the power to choose how we react, how we think, and most importantly, how we grow. I stand before you today to share something powerful, something that shifted my entire reality in just 1 week. You see, change is not always a grand gesture or a life-altering event. It can be the simple shift in how we approach life each day. Here are 5 habits that completely transformed my perspective and my life in just 7 days. Gratitude is a transformative force. It has the power to completely shift how we perceive the world around us and, more importantly, how we feel about our own lives. Every day, we wake up with a multitude of thoughts and emotions. Many of us rush through the morning, overwhelmed by the demands of the day. Before we even have a chance to breathe, we're often caught up in what we don't have, what we're lacking, or what hasn't gone right. But when we choose to embrace gratitude daily, everything begins to change. It's not always about finding monumental things to be thankful for. Sometimes it's the smallest things that make the biggest impact. It's waking up to the sound of birds chirping, the warmth of sunlight peeking through the window, or the first sip of water that hydrates your body after a long night. These are the little blessings that we can overlook when we're too focused on what's wrong. Gratitude is not just a feeling, it's a lens through which we view the world. By choosing to be grateful for even the simplest things, we shift our attention away from what is missing in our lives to what is already present. When you begin to practice gratitude every day, you start to notice more of what you have. You stop seeing the empty half of the glass and start appreciating the full part. In turn, you begin to feel a sense of abundance. It's as if your heart opens up to all that is good around you and you stop taking things for granted. Gratitude helps you see the beauty in life that might have been invisible before. The way a stranger smiles at you, the kindness of a friend, the opportunity to experience each new day. These moments suddenly feel richer, more meaningful. By embracing gratitude daily, you also begin to reframe your struggles. Instead of focusing on what's going wrong, you start to see challenges as opportunities for growth. When we appreciate the good, even in the midst of difficult times, we become stronger, more resilient. We realize that everything, even hardship, holds lessons that we can learn from. Gratitude invites us to recognize that nothing in life is ever truly wasted. Over time, this daily practice transforms your inner world, creating a shift in your mindset. The more you practice gratitude, the more you start to feel lighter, more at peace with yourself and the world. You may find yourself smiling more often, feeling more content, and seeing life through a brighter lens. The act of gratitude is not just about what you say or think, it's about how you feel. It's about cultivating an inner sense of peace and contentment regardless of external circumstances. We often hear about the importance of setting goals, and for good reason. Goals give us direction, purpose, and something to strive toward. But there's a deeper level to this process that goes beyond simply writing down what we want to achieve. This is where the practice of setting intentions comes in. While goals focus on outcomes, intentions focus on the way we approach life and how we choose to show up each day. Setting intentions isn't just about having a destination in mind. It's about embodying the person we want to become throughout the journey. When you set an intention, you are creating an anchor for your actions and mindset. Intentions are rooted in values and purpose, and they shape your behavior in meaningful ways. For example, instead of setting a goal like, I want to lose 10 pounds, an intention might be, I intend to honor my body and make choices that nourish it. The difference is subtle but powerful. While a goal is focused on a specific result, an intention guides your mindset, reminding you of your deeper purpose behind the goal. It helps you stay grounded in your values, even when the process gets tough or challenging. Setting intentions means moving beyond the pressure of achieving specific outcomes and instead committing to the process of personal growth. It encourages you to be more present in the moment, mindful of how you show up, and conscious of the energy you bring to every task. When you set intentions, you are focusing on the journey, not just the destination. You're choosing to prioritize your well-being, to be patient with yourself, and to trust that every step you take aligns with your purpose. Intentions also allow for flexibility. Life is unpredictable, and the path to our goals is rarely linear. Goals can sometimes feel rigid, making us feel like failures if we don't reach them within the set time frame. However, intentions encourage a more fluid approach to life. If one way of achieving something doesn't work out, you simply adjust your actions in a way that still aligns with your intention. The power of intentions lies in their ability to shift our focus from external success to internal alignment. By setting intentions instead of just goals, you create a life that feels more intentional, fulfilling, and in harmony with your true self. You aren't just striving for a particular outcome, you're learning how to live with purpose and mindfulness every single day. Moving my body every day became a transformative habit in my life. For so long, I believed that fitness meant intense workouts, long hours at the gym, or pushing my body to extremes. But I soon realized that movement isn't about perfection or a specific standard. It's about honoring your body in a way that feels good and brings you energy. The simple act of moving your body each day can have profound effects on your mental, emotional, and physical well-being. When I began this habit, I didn't start with a strict regimen or intense expectations. I started small. It was as simple as getting up from my desk and stretching, walking around my home, or taking a short walk outside. I allowed myself to move at my own pace without pressure or judgment. The beauty of movement is that it doesn't require a specific space, equipment, or even a certain duration. It's about finding what feels right for you in the moment. As I began moving my body daily, I noticed the immediate physical benefits: more energy, improved posture, and a feeling of lightness. But what surprised me the most were the mental and emotional shifts that took place. Movement has a way of clearing your mind, releasing stress, and helping you reconnect with your body. When we sit for long periods or remain inactive, it's easy to feel disconnected from ourselves. But by moving every day, I began to feel more present in my body and more in tune with my emotions. What's even more powerful is how movement fosters resilience. Life has its ups and downs, and at times we can feel weighed down by the challenges we face. But when we commit to moving our bodies, we're teaching ourselves that we can handle whatever life throws at us. Every step, every stretch, every movement is a reminder that we are capable, strong, and resilient. It's about reclaiming our power in small ways that ultimately build up over time. The habit of moving my body daily has become a form of self-care. It's not just about physical health. It's a way of nurturing my mind and spirit. It's a way of showing myself love and respect, creating a space where I can reflect, release tension, and renew my energy. Every day, no matter how I feel, I show up for myself by moving. It doesn't matter if it's a light walk or a full workout. The act itself is a gift I give to myself, reminding me that I am worthy of feeling good, of feeling alive. For most of my life, I believed that in order to succeed, I had to push myself relentlessly, be hard on myself, and never show weakness. I thought that if I was kind to myself, I would become complacent or fail to meet my own high expectation. But the truth is, the journey toward becoming our best selves doesn't happen through self-criticism or harsh judgment. It happens through self-compassion. Self-compassion is not about letting yourself off the hook or ignoring your shortcomings. It's about embracing who you are with all your imperfections, mistakes, and vulnerabilities. It's about treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer to a friend who is struggling. When we practice self-compassion, we stop seeing ourselves as failures when we don't meet our goals, and instead we start to see ourselves as human beings who are allowed to learn, grow, and stumble along the way. At first, it wasn't easy for me to practice self-compassion. I was so used to being critical of myself, to pushing myself to always be better, that it felt foreign to be gentle with myself. But over time, I began to realize that self-compassion doesn't mean settling for less or giving up on growth. It means accepting that mistakes and setbacks are part of life. When we fall short, we have a choice. We can beat ourselves up, or we can acknowledge our pain with love and understanding, and then move forward with a renewed sense of purpose. The more I practiced self-compassion, the more I understood its transformative power. I began to accept that I don't have to be perfect. and I don't have to have it all together all the time. I learned that self-compassion allows for growth because it creates space for self-reflection without judgment. When we approach ourselves with kindness, we open up the opportunity to learn from our mistakes rather than being paralyzed by them. This practice also helped me release the pressure I'd been putting on myself to achieve things at a certain pace or in a specific way. When we are compassionate with ourselves, we stop comparing our progress to others or measuring our worth by external achievements. Instead, we focus on our own unique journey and allow ourselves to go at a pace that feels right for us. Self-compassion teaches us to be patient with ourselves, to forgive ourselves, and to acknowledge that we are worthy of love and respect no matter what. In today's fast-paced, always connected world, it's easy to get caught up in the constant stream of information, notifications, and expectations. We are constantly plugged in, always reachable, and seemingly never able to escape the digital noise that surrounds us. But in the midst of all this, I realized something incredibly important. In order to reconnect with ourselves, we must first disconnect from the distractions that pull us away from our true essence. For years, I was glued to my phone, checking social media, emails, and messages every few minutes. I was constantly on the go, always trying to keep up with the latest trends and news. But what I found was that all this connectivity was actually leaving me disconnected. I wasn't present in the moments that mattered. I wasn't fully engaged in conversations, in my work, or even in my own thoughts. My mind was cluttered, and my sense of self was becoming more and more distant. It was only when I made the conscious decision to disconnect from the digital world that I began to truly reconnect with myself. I started by setting boundaries, limiting the time I spent on my phone and social media, turning off notifications, and carving out moments of stillness throughout my day. At first, it felt uncomfortable. I was used to being constantly on, but as the days went by, I noticed a profound shift. The more I disconnected, the more space I created to tune in to my own thoughts, feelings, and needs. I started listening to myself, not just reacting to the world around me. Disconnecting also allowed me to be more present with the people in my life. I found that when I was no longer distracted by my phone or the constant urge to check my email, I was able to engage more deeply in conversations, to truly listen, and to appreciate the moments I was sharing. I began to reconnect with the people who mattered most, building deeper, more meaningful relationships. This practice of disconnection wasn't just about stepping away from technology, it was about stepping away from the constant demands of the outside world and giving myself the space to reconnect with my own heart, my own purpose, and my own peace. By taking time to disconnect, I was able to clear my mind, reset my energy, and approach life with more clarity, intention, and focus. In a world that's constantly pulling us in different directions, disconnecting is a powerful act of self-care. It's an opportunity to reclaim our time, our energy, and our sense of self. And when we take the time to disconnect, we find that we are able to reconnect with what truly matters: ourselves, our loved ones, and the present moment. So, in the midst of this chaotic, hyper-connected world, remember that disconnecting isn't about shutting yourself off. It's about giving yourself the space to breathe, reflect, and truly connect with what matters. It's about reclaiming your time, your energy, and your peace. When we disconnect, we rediscover our inner clarity, deepen our relationships, and return to our true selves. Take the time to step back, recharge, and reconnect. Because in those quiet moments of stillness, we find the strength and clarity to move forward with intention and purpose.